Alright, guys. We've got Shopify Rebellion's ByuN in the top right side of the map. His opponent in the bottom left, it's Falcon Gaming Solar. And I think the audio's turned off because I did not hear that extractor sound. There we go. This is, of course, only, I think it's like the round of 16 here of the Monday Night Weekly number 26. And these replays have come straight to me because I've heard it was an absolute banger. And I'm not surprised. I mean, ByuN and Solar regularly play bangers. Don't get me wrong. I know we see these guys play a lot, but it's so back and forth. And recently, what I'm seeing is Solar is getting a bit of ground. And I want to see, is he going to continue taking that ground? Is he going to start tilting the win rate in his favor? Because there have been points in the past where one of them wins 3 or 4 times against the other, and it looks like they're going to start to dominate. But because they're such close friends, practice partners, and they've been playing for so many years, it always ends up at 50-50 between the two, where the other guy brings it back and figures out how to beat them. Now, ByuN's best strength against Solar has classically been 2-base timings with non-stop aggression, as well as crazy marine drops, because there's always this point when Solar's like getting to hive and it looks like he's about to get lurkers and +3 carapace and vipers and all sorts of amazing things. And, you know, he's going to hit that point where he just outscales ByuN because he aims for that late game, whilst ByuN grudgingly goes to late games, right? He doesn't like doing it. He's like, oh, fine. If he's behind, he will try to mass command centers. But usually because Solar's heading straight there, ByuN will just die on the way up, which is why ByuN tries to leave his, pedal to the metal, full-on aggression. And there are often moments where ByuN will lose a push to Solar, but then he will pick up, drop 3 bases at once, and just pure marine medevac, and he'll just win games like that. The number of times just boosting around medevacs is huge. And to be fair, I actually think that's Solar's weakness, where even though Solar with the Bane change, with his the Spire being buffed slightly, with the build time being less, the cost being a bit less, he's been playing a lot of cool builds, but even though his Baneling style's back and working again, which I think is great, I do think there's a small issue for him, and that is F2. And we've seen it when he plays Clem, where he's like so competitive with Clem, but then there's always a moment where when it comes to splitting the army, if you kind of reposition and come in from a surprising angle with a good chunk of army, you can get Solar to select all army key and just pull in that direction. And then the drop that was already on the other side waiting can come in as well. Guys, ByuN just got a drone and a Zergling. Great start here for ByuN. You should never be getting a drone. But this has been happening so much recently. And a lot of the Zerg players, I think, have been basically leaving it too late on the Spore trick. One of the common mistakes I see, guys, is people will have a Spore here, deep red hit points, and they'll go, the drone, sorry, with deep red hit points. And the Reaper's about to hit it the last time. They go, oh, that's fine. I can build a Spore. And they'll click build Spore in time, but they won't click it where the drone is. Because if you don't click it where the drone is, the drone then needs to travel to here, place the Spore, and of course it gets shot again before it can place the Spore, which means it just dies. So it's one of those things where I've seen pros getting a little bit lazy with their Spore tricks lately. And something you got to clean up against guys like ByuN and Clem, because they are so annoying with this Reaper micro. I do like that he got his third down nice and fast, though, and that link speed coming up as well. I think the settings changed here. Sorry, guys, one sec. Let me just quickly check that one. And we are good. Sorry, just the scroll speed felt a little bit high. Oh, I see why. I'm using the wrong mouse. Oh, that's why I was like, why does this feel so... Okay, that's smoother. Sorry, guys. I just was trying out a different mouse and had that on my table from before. And its DPI settings are not set or anything. So I was like, why does this feel too fast? Oh, Liberator. Okay, you don't see Liberator too often. Lib is quite good if there's no Overlord on the edge to see it coming, and that's always been one of Solar's weaknesses. Normally you get 1 Overlord on the enemy side of the map to sacrifice, and then you get 3 out front your own bases, which he's already got in a very tight, safe pattern here. But then you need them on the edges, and Solar is traditionally very slow at getting those Overlords on the edges. Sometimes he doesn't put them there at all, or he just keeps them in a very tight pattern. Overlord does go down, but it confirms this is not a 2-1-1. It also sees the starport with no add-on, which should tell him to build a Spore in the main and a Spore in the natural on the edge, ready for those Liberators. Really well done. Looks like he's maybe only going to cover the natural. No, there we go. Yeah, 1 in the main as well. So like I said, the Overlord's on the edges. He gets 1 here. Does he put 1 in the bottom right? Yes, he does. He's got this Overlord going down here now. Okay, well done. So he should have plenty of warning of where this Liberator is coming from. That being said, there's only 7 Zerglings right now. These 6 aliens could drive in this mineral line. The drones are going to have to run away. Evo chamber goes down, but already 1 drone roasted. Extra barracks and engineering bays are building behind it. ByuN only built one engineering bay behind this, though, so I think his macro is a little bit sloppy. You can see he's floating 400 minerals. Liberator's going to fly in. Spore Crawler very quick to reposition. Can the Lib get out of there? Yes, it can. The Queen, though, needs to stay in that spot. He thought it was going to rotate in the main, did Solar. So ByuN kind of tricked him by going back in the other direction. He's just going to deny that fourth, and I think that's wise. You don't want to throw the Liberator away. Solar's well aware of it. Your Hellions aren't creating that much chaos. This is the way to do it. Thank you very much for the love, guys. How have things been going? I've been playing Valorant. I haven't been in touch with SC2 Esports, says Cosmic. Well, when you hop in a game, a team game of StarCraft 2, if they're... Thankfully, you don't immediately get on voice chat and then go, ugh, are you stupid head? Ugh, oh, a girl's voice, Like, that's the main difference between Valorant and StarCraft, is you don't have to hear the sound of 11-year-old boys' voices screaming into their microphones, which is probably my favorite part. I quite enjoy tactical shooters, so I do think Valorant's a pretty damn fun game. That is the worst part of it, though, is being on voice with strange children. Liberator is going to try and come down south now. It's been pretty good. A lot of mid-tier tournaments, guys. We've got a tournament in Canada coming up in about a week's time. I'll be flying over there for Stellarfest. Should be a lot of fun, so... Hope anyone can come down to Ottawa for that. November 4th tonight. Lots of fun. Alien Reaper rotating. Alright, Marines are coming forward, guys. Where'd the double upgrades go? Okay, so his second eBay was late, but he does have the upgrade coming down. Attack is the more important upgrade anyway, to be fair. Armor really only matters that much if you do end up with your Marines kind of straight up surrounded by those +1 melee Zerglings. Here we go. All right, this is going to be really interesting. It's a Marine Hellbat timing, but Solar's stopped at 76 workers. His Bane speed is nowhere near done. The Hellions are a real problem here. The Hellions are a very real problem. Even without the armory, the Hellions are roasting and toasting those Banes. Not looking all that powerful, but ByuN, he doesn't focus fire them. The Lings are going to cut him off a little bit. Oh gosh, the Widow Mines will go down. Solar should detonate 3 Banelings to blow up those Widow Mines. Indeed, he does just that. Good detonate of those 3 Banelings to take out the 2 Widow Mines. Just the manual detonation. Very well done. Queens, though, are still a little bit exposed. There's no transfuse here. Getting hit super hard before Bane speed is always so awful as a Zerg. He's finally going to get rid of the Hellbats, but what's he got left now? He's got 1 Baneling morphing. Luckily, a big round of Lings do come out. The Marines are heavily damaged enough that I think he can just surround this with Zerglings and take care of it. ByuN has to pick up, but I think he's happy with that trading. 1,300 ahead in the resources. He's got his 5 barracks pumping. He's got his 4th command center and 2nd factory on the way. +2 bioweapon starts first for once. So actually having the staggered eBays kind of helps ByuN out with that bad habit when normally he starts the armor first. And he's going to continue the Widowmine Marine Parade on the front. That being said, Solar sent Lings across, and he's already got a hive on the way. Solar cannot afford +2 melee. There we go. It does start up as I say that. Oh no, ByuN not watching. Oh, you got to be careful, mate. Okay, he does save most of his Marines, but the Widowmine gets defused. Lings come in the 3rd, only denying what? A depot, a couple of workers. Nothing too crazy, just important because it pulls back his attention. And oh, Solar not watching right now. What is this? What's he done with his Queens? Some sort of weird shift click had happened there. I don't know if his shift was held down or what. His Queens will get back to safety, thankfully. Well, all but one will. ByuN happy to take that free Queen out. And 3 more barracks do go down in the main base. No doubt going to add the Tech Labs for the Marauders and potential Ghost transitions. Ghost's a very good unit now. Much better this patch than last patch. We'll see how they fare. Hive and Hydroden coming in. Does mean it's just going to be Vipers and Adrenal, I imagine, would be Solar's priority. He's on 87 workers, but he's only on, what, 7 gases. I think he might need 1 more gas. I guess right now he's not maxed, so he's more focused on just maxing out, making sure he's safe before he thinks about things like 2nd Viper, Adrenal Glands, +3 Carapace. You know, there's 300 gas for the Carapace. It's 200 gas per Viper, 200 gas for Adrenal. It all stacks up. It's really hard for a Zerg player who's purely focused on having enough Lingbane to survive in the early stages, the Queens as well, almost all mineral focus, and then it hard shifts into gas, being such a valuable resource. 4th base goes down the right side of Throne of Dunes here for ByuN. It's Marines hiding up behind the minerals. Lingbane's going to come forward. ByuN, he needs to show some urgency soon, or he needs to transition into like Ghosts and the like, because it's only a matter of time until Lurkers hit the field. Then again, there's no Lurker Den. Maybe not. Maybe it's just going to be a Hydraling Bane Viper game, in which case you can just play ByuN against that. It's just about how these engagements go, and ByuN, pure Marine with a few Widow Mines on this side. He missed this creep tumor, guys. He scanned too far forward. He got greedy with his scan and missed the front tumor, the one that's self-replicating, of course, the most valuable one. ByuN's Marines on this side fighting, but that means he's distracted on the left. Solar tries to dive. Widow Mines do get some decent shots, but the Banelings also took out a fair few Marines. Solar has to back away right now. I do like that Solar's army is split, but this hatchery is looking like an easy pick-off. ByuN with a nice focus on a Baneling as well afterwards, just to get some value. Parasitic Bomb lands. ByuN very quick to split that. He's got 8 medevac, 6 Marauders, and 58 Marines. Concussive is done. His 2/2's done, and of course he's going to rush +3 armor. There we go, +3 attack starts as well. I was a bit worried for him for getting that, but he does remember it almost immediately. Lurkadem started up. This base in the middle seems like it's going to be nearly impossible to defend. I feel like this top base might be better. There's Widow Mines all around in front of it, creating a bit of a no-go zone. ByuN does not have a 5th command center. He's maxed out. That's the 5th command center starting. 6th one as well. A few command centers out front would be nice. Bane coming forwards. The Marines have been trading pretty well. It's about 2-to-1 in the efficiency. He just leaves those Marines behind. A little sloppy there for ByuN, but it's not the end of the world, you know. He's miles ahead in the trading. Can he keep this up is the question. The Widow Mine's taking out a few more Ling Bane, but nothing crazy. In the south side, though, it looks like he won a big fight down there. A very big fight. Can he get the hatchery? That hatchery is going to take crazy damage. There's only about 6 Banes here. Not enough to deal with that many Marines, even this deep on creep. The Hydras here are a real problem, though. The Hydras are a very real problem. Oh, that's a great fight for Solar. Then again, he F2'd his whole army, and I said that's always one of Solar's big weaknesses, is if you surprise him on one side, he will always F2 in response to that. I would have loved ByuN to leave a few guys targeting the hatchery. He does get a Viper, but the Parasitic Bomb lands, and a lot of the bio gets cleaned up by those Banelings. Those were, I think, really good defenses for Solar. The fact that he keeps hatchery alive, only loses 6 drones, is massive. The question is, he's only got 6 queens. Can he respread creep? He's got creep here in the middle. He's got to get creep up on these flanks, because that's how you cement an advantage in ZvT. And look at this. He's actually got a nice creep schlong in the south. These are changelings. I thought they were Widow Mines for a second. No +3 melee. It's +1 range. Seismic Spines. 2 more Vipers being built to replace the one that died. Lurkers are entering the fray for the first time. No sign of a Nidus Worm just yet. Whilst ByuN has begun the Ghosts. The first 3 Ghosts are now producing. He's accidentally built a Reaper as well. Shout out to this guy. Let's see if he kills anyone. I'm going to call him Dennis the Undesired is the name of that Reaper for me, because no one really wants to build a Reaper at 12.5 minutes in a maxed out late game battle, but let's see if he can go away from his birthright, I guess, and get some actual kills. Dennis leading the front of the charge there with the Widow Mine. Zero fear. He has a jetpack. Question is, will he actually get microed out of... Oh, no, Dennis is dead. Never mind. What did I expect? Dennis is like... He's like, Mom, when did you and Dad decide to have me? He's like, you're a frigging misclick, Dennis. Gosh, just go charge into the Zerg base. You were an actual misclick. Anyways, a couple command centers going down. One more orbital. One's going to morph into a planetary on the 5th base. We've got the Nidus Worm finally coming in now. Solar's kind of established his defense. He's got a big pack of Lurkers defending this base, knowing that that Reddit Point hatchery would be a juicy target. Bio's moving down the right as well. Solar... Oh, a bit late on the pickup, but the medevac in red somehow survives. And overall, a good trade for ByuN, of course. Remember, these Ghost guys now, they are light tagged. They take a lot of damage to Banelings, but they also are 125 hit points and only 2 supply. But dude, these Banelings are right on top. This is a good fight for Solar. Amazing fight for Solar. Absolute rout. ByuN leaves a ton of units behind. What a mess. He's got some Marine Marauder there. Looks like Solar, I think, overrode his multitasking by attacking in 2 places at once. This planetary going down will be an absolute game breaker. But it doesn't. It doesn't. It survives. I thought that would be Solar's winning move. He's going to go for Niduses in the main, but the Ghosts are there to react as well. ByuN, you know what? He's on 5 base. If he can rebuild a few SCVs, get this back up, and then just turtle it for now, that'd be good. Problem is, he has no libs and no tanks. Like, he's building 1 lib now, but it's very hard to defend this style of play without tanks and libs. He got rid of one of the Vipers. There's only 1 left, which I imagine is, yeah, just here, full on energy. The creep spread is okay for Solar, but definitely far from what he would really like. Like, he doesn't really have the active tumors on everything. He's got some here, some here, some here, some here, but he's not able to spread those as frequently as he would want. Planetary is coming up. The building armor is finally here. It's +2 building armor. Gives a bit of bunker space as well. And the Nidus Worm in the south side is not going to do too well. Changeling's getting shot. I always think ByuN's the more fragile player in this sort of situation, since Solar plays too high of tech. It is his strength. I don't think endgame is Solar's strength. I think Solar is so good at the early late game, and that's usually if he can survive the punching bag stage. That's where he tends to win. Good Widow Mine shot there for ByuN. Solar does lunge south to make sure he gets out of snipe range. Another Nidus Worm coming up in there. Down there. It's too many medevacs for such a small army in the north, which makes me wonder. 11 medevacs in total, getting a bit high on medevacs overall, but no doubt some will be going down to parasitic bombs. So you don't want to be caught too low on medevacs. Hatchery cancel in the north. Zerg army's going to come to deal with it. Abducts on these medevacs could be huge, as could parabombs. Love to see Solar cut him off by moving half of his army here, while the other half moves south, because right now that southern base is wide open. And remember what I talked about? Sometimes Solar clumps his army a bit more than I'd like to see, and I think that was another opportunity. If ByuN darted out, it could have killed a hatchery for free and ran away. And that's the one little habit which I think allows Clem to sometimes just overwhelm Solar with raw multitasking. It's these moments where Solar gets lazy, F2s his whole army, and if you give him a few seconds, he'll reset, he'll split the army, he'll gather it up, go back and start doing the work. But there's guys like Clem who just never give him that room, and that's where the mistakes crop up. Oh, nice snipe on a Hydra or two. Good cleanup for ByuN. Don't get me wrong, ByuN is... Oh, hold on. EMPs come down on the Vipers. The Bio trying to pull back here. Solar tried to turn and ambush ByuN's army that was chasing him. He's now going to pull his whole army south. But of course, ByuN does send some Bio back north. Is he watching though? Baneling's on both sides, guys. He runs away from there. Baneling's hitting him on the south, landing a few Marines. 1 or 2 ghosts go down. I think it's a fine trade for the Terran though. As you can see, he's almost 10,000 ahead in the units lost. And there's just not enough Hydraling Bane down here. Solar not able to clean up any of these armies. ByuN's doing an excellent job of multi-prong Bio Mine Ghost. And I really think those 2 supply ghosts, especially with the extra hit points against the non-Baneling attacks as well, is just legendary. He's got to pick up and get to the dead space though. ByuN, he's getting jumped on by the Hydras. He does save a bunch of the units, including 4 ghosts, and he's just going to boost to the left. Meanwhile, his northern army will move in and deny that hatchery again. One of the problems on the new maps, guys, that you're going to run into is past 4 bases, usually your 5th is a bit exposed. Past that, your 6th, a lot more exposed. And onwards from there, your bases get more and more spread in a lot of the new maps, which I think is a good feature. It makes it hard to just mass expand. But it does mean these bases, it's really hard to defend, especially against a guy like ByuN, who's all over the map with his drop play. And, I mean, I say drop play, he basically runs in on the ground, but he uses the drops to get out of trouble, of course. And lifting into red hit point medevacs, ByuN's favorite exercise. Loves doing that one. As long as he gets away with it. Doesn't like it when he doesn't get away with it, but he usually does, so it doesn't matter, does it? 2 more starports are on the way. No fusion core, which upsets me greatly, guys. I think Caduceus Reactor would be amazing for the medevacs. And that +2 Liberator range would also be very nice. It's kind of... Liberators are actually kind of like a soft counter to Hydras, where in the very end game, you usually end up kind of needing Corruptors to deal with those libs once they hit a certain count. Fusion core does now finally start. 1 ghost getting surrounded immediately. Nice surround there for Solar. He's going to run forward with the Hydraling Bane. Beastly army right now. Oh, Banelings clean up some of these guys. Ghost running down the bottom as well. Good fight for Solar. That's a really good fight. Now he's in between the rallies, and ByuN's like kind of confused about exactly how he's supposed to be defending. He's trying to siege up these libs. That planetary could be an easy pickup if he sacrifices the Banes on it, but oh, the army comes in from behind. The army comes in from behind. The Banes aren't clicking on it. The Banes aren't clicking on it. Okay, they finally do click on it. And Solar gets the planetary. Is that enough, though? Well, Lurkers come in the south, do even more damage there. He shouldn't lose the base. That was a very costly trade, though. It's 12,000 resource lost advantage in favor of ByuN. Lib's gonna rotate. Looks like more units about to come out. Here we go. He turns for an ambush, does Solar. Hydras take out a medevac, gets 1 or 2 ghosts. He needs a lot more Banelings. I think if ByuN pushes on creep here, it's a big mistake. I think ByuN needs to focus on defending right now. He's got to focus on defending. He goes on creep there. Oh, he does do good micro, though. Widow Mines get some pretty juicy shots. Those Banelings do hit the center of those ghosts, but they pick up at the last second and then redrop to heal back. Very nice. 2 Vipers, 2 Infestors on the way. Solar's out of money now. You can see he's got gas bank, but no minerals. The Lurkers are no longer harassing that mineral line down south. The Liberator did defend. Great multitasking for ByuN. And Solar needs this base, and this base. And look at how hard it is to defend those. Those 3 bases are exposed, man. They're so exposed, and that's really difficult to defend. But Solar's doing a great job with the Lurker harass down south. He's going to keep jumping on. One big micro mistake where these ghosts get hit by banelings and Solar runs away with this game because he's on 97 workers. The trick is that he's just struggling with that. The EMP does land on the Infestor with the second try. First try didn't quite land. The Baneling Hydra there, seeing what they can do. The Infestors unfortunately have revealed themselves. It's just Hydraling Bane trying to hang on. Solar's always going to be outnumbered on the army because he's up 26 workers. Can he use that worker impetus, that momentum that he's got to overwhelm? Baneling's rolling in. Gets 2 ghosts, not bad. These ghosts, man, if they get hit by the Banes, they are worse in that scenario. Every other scenario, they're better, but if they get hit by the Banes, they are significantly weaker. Chat's got some really good wisdom, guys. Just want to check in on the analysis of Twitch chat in the middle of this intense game. Pyramids are built by aliens. Thanks, Twitch chat. We really appreciate that. It's kind of like, you know, some sports productions, a bit more higher budget than me, guys. They have kind of like a courtside reporter or whatever. That's essentially what I use Twitch chat for. Just deep insights. Coming in to snipe the hatchery in the top left side. He's going to take that hatchery down. Very nice move, but hold on. Wait, that's not enough banelings, though. He's just going for the workers. He knows he probably can't kill the base. Oh, this planetary. That's like the second or third time it's tried to be busted. It survives again. It survived again, guys. That was never going to be enough units to kill a planetary on its own, and that's a lot of money that Solar just spent. Obviously, for Solar, in his mindset is, well, I just need to keep trading because I can't have enough army supply to fight you front on, so I've got to just keep rolling units in and finding smaller trades. But ByuN's done a really good job with this army on the left, where he's got this like big lib spread, the Bio, Marauder, Ghost there, very tanky army. Pushing forwards, and you can see the units lost 15,000 difference as long as ByuN keeps this middle left base established and then eventually gets one of these other bases, probably this one. That's going to be huge. Liberator denying mining down there. Super good trade. 5 drones distracting Solar, denying mining. That's worth it. Why? Because this is your goal right now, as ByuN, is just slow him down a little bit. And that's, oh my gosh, another drop. Just 1 Marauder, 2 Marines left over from earlier in the top are going to deny this hatchery. Here we go, though. Solar says, nah, I'm not going to let this base live any longer. I've already let it live far longer than I should have. The Massling surrounds the Marine Ghost, stops it from being able to pick up or anything like that or micro away. The Planetary and 10 workers goes down, and that's a huge move because ByuN moves 3 Widow Mines and are liberated to their death. A bit of panic from ByuN here. Wow, he does have a reserve planetary guarding his rally, though. That's a really good move. The number of times people have planetaries all in the corners and then nothing guarding their actual base, and the Zerg runs up the middle and wins, is huge. Zerg does lose 2 hatcheries, one that was just building up top. This one still had a little bit of minerals, not much, mostly gas available on it, which is not too important for Solar, but still losing production, losing that area of the map can be problematic. And a great pickup there by ByuN, who's also got rando missile turrets in the middle of the map here. Going to need to bring his army back over, but look, now there's Infestors tracking him. Ken Solar, who is perma max. ByuN unable to keep up. I think ByuN might actually get overwhelmed just by the pace of Solar. Even though he's been efficient, Solar's taken so much more of the map. He's had so many more workers. He's trying to play an inefficient style. He will gas out faster than ByuN. ByuN, very wise. Oh, I love that move with the mass repair. I was like, dude, you got to repair those, and he immediately did it. The Infestors are there. These SCVs need to pull off this base, and he needs to refocus on the top left. If ByuN can just focus on securing those 2 bases while defending his rally, I think that's the best option for him. He's got to watch out. There's Infestors here. Burrowed Infestor, Banelings morphing on the front. The main army's just out to the left, guys. It's a lot of Hydras. Too many. 26 Hydras is too many. They're all going to get stuck behind each other. If you split this into 2 armies coming from 2 sides, you can argue this is the perfect count, but attacking from one angle, the Hydras are all going to get stuck behind each other. That being said, he catches the libs mid-siege. Does get 1 or 2 of them. If he lunged underneath and killed all of those 3 libs, I would have been really happy with it. But he's got to be careful. Like I said, this many Hydras in one clump, they just get stuck behind. If half of his army was coming from that top left side, it'd be much better for him. Because that's not happening, he's in jeopardy. There's SCVs up there. I was wondering what that was. Viper just got sniped, but he lands a big parasitic bomb. Double fungal lands on the Bio, as well as the parasitic bomb and the medevacs. The Hydras will take out the libs. Oh my god, I forgot about that Infestor. And it looks like ByuN never knew about that Infestor because he just landed the game-winning fungal, guys. That was ridiculous. Look at that. Closes the resource gap by a few thousand. And Solar's mining this base. If Solar can get these top 2 left bases, I mean, it's looking lights out just from the numbers, right? That was huge. That was absolutely huge. Massive moves here by Solar. The Hydraling Bane staying active and overwhelming. I'll have to show you guys that fungal again in the replay. Sorry for missing that one live. I think, just look at the numbers now. ByuN was like on the cusp of recovering this whole time because he's got 8 orbitals. He could have done mass mule at any moment. I do wonder if he didn't have enough Widow Mines. GG. ByuN has to tap out. Was it not enough Widow Mines as this game went on? Because it felt like, to me, guys, there was a few moments where Solar's whole army would just run on top and not really get punished for it. And I'm kind of wondering, you know, were there not enough Widow Mines? Because there's like 5 Widow Mines in this game. I think that moment when this base got blown up and those 3 Widow Mines and Liberator ran to their death was also a problem. And obviously you get spread out a lot, which is meant to favor the Zerg player. Yes, these bases are hard for Solar to defend, but Zerg is meant to be a bit more mobile. So I like that Solar stuck with an incredibly cost-inefficient, kind of derpy composition, but it's one that's mobile and super generally useful, so he can just shove it in killer base, run around, shove it in killer base. And even though there's a lot of fights that he was losing cost for cost, as long as he's got map dominance, he just needs that one moment. And you can look at ByuN's army as well. ByuN's army is also very marine heavy, which, whilst it's good for killing Zerg, these Marauders and Ghosts are up front. And let's watch this fungal as it happens. So the Marauder Ghost comes forward, he snipes the Viper. ByuN's like, yeah, this is fine. And then look at that bloody beautiful fungal on the Marines. And then that also blocks the Ghosts and Marauders from getting away. The next fungal catches a few of the Ghosts as well. You can see, I think 3 of the Ghosts got hit. 1, 2, and this guy here, not to mention the second fungal on the Marines. And that just so much army. I mean, ByuN, he had money. He was getting close to maxed out. Yes, his production tab's a bit empty now, which is a small mistake, but like, what a turn that was. Because this is one of these games, Solar did not have a lot of bank. His work account was also now down to just 71. This is one of these games where, like, if a Liberator arrives down here and sieges this mineral line, hey, look at random swarmers. Yeah, if he loses a bit of mining time here, if this base gets denied one time, like, where's his money coming from? He doesn't have much more money coming in. So we can look at this and go, well, like, look at the supply difference. Like, of course, Solar was going to win, but if he doesn't land that fungal, ByuN has a much longer tail of income. This base is fresh. He can drop mules there for a while, and he's trading so much better. Now, there is an argument maybe that ByuN overcommitted to command centers, but actually, you can see it's his gas that's low, not his minerals. Oh, he never took this gas. Oh, huge mistake for ByuN, guys. He forgot a gas geyser. Gases are actually a big limiting factor when you're going Lib Ghost. And he actually missed a full gas there, which might have helped him out. I don't know how much there was a mineral gas ratio issue, but just how many Marines he had, I think there might have been a pretty big one. Normally you want more Marauders, Ghosts, and Widow Mines because they're just not as vulnerable as the Marines are. But anyway, great play for Solar, guys. That was an amazing ambush, and you saw him just push through and clean up the game. GG, well played. Hats off to Solar and ByuN. That was a fantastic macro game on Throne of the Dunes. All right, guys, the banter's going to start early here as ByuN down 1 game here against Solar. That was a really close game, really competitive. Great fungal catch towards the end of that game. Man, just a great game all round. I think this map will play a bit differently as we go into Old Republic because it's going to be a bit easier to defend, I believe, right? You got your 3 base set up, then your 4. Then again, actually, the 5th base out here as well. Oh, Solar's saying, hey, isn't this map just Cloud Kingdom? Yes. Yeah, this map is quite reminiscent of Cloud Kingdom in some way. It's not exactly the same, but it does. The starting 4 base layout is almost identical. Very, very similar. So it is kind of funny to see, hey, this map seems familiar. It's kind of like a mishmash Old Republic. I think it's like a bunch of different maps, old maps that have been kind of stuck together. And it's cool to see the players as well in real time realizing, hey, wait a second, this is different. All right, guys, we got CC first for ByuN. Are we going to do a double gas? Double gas? Oh, yeah, he's going to do the double gas. All right, very nice. Yeah, like I said, Hydraling Bane Viper, really mobile comp. Solar had to go up to 90 workers to support the inefficiency of the trades. But if you are swarming your opponent and start blowing up planetaries, it's so hard for Terran to, you know, they've normally got they've got one decently fresh base. Say his 4th is here, and then his 5th is up here, and this 5th base is like super fresh. But if you kill the super fresh base, the Terran income can get cut like in half, sometimes even more than that. And that's why Terran Gets really stressed out trying to defend that. Can I read Korean? Yeah, the Korean word there, guys. I drink a lot of Korean beer. And I don't know if you guys know about Cloud, which is brewed with zero gravity. Is it zero gravity? Does anyone know the Cloud? You guys know the Cloud beer? Cloud with a K, the Korean beer. It's like brewed with maximum gravity or something like that. It says on the label. It's not a terrible beer. Probably not my favorite, but what can I say? I know the soju brands. I know their beer brands. And Marine King Prime back in 2012 tried to teach me how to ask for a piece of oral pleasure from someone. He, asked for a little bit of a yeah. But I'm not going to say that one because I'm probably going to mispronounce it. And who knows? Maybe he was trolling me, and I was actually saying something even worse than what he kind of made out he was trying to teach me to say. So we'll see. Anyways, Factory's going to float over. Third command center's coming up. Chat says apparently he was talking about the map that he caught Stefano on. Oh, maybe Solar reminiscing about beating Stefano on this map a decade ago. Or the old version of this map, anyway. Cloud Kingdom was cool because it was when Life first got into GSL in late 2012, guys. The only GSL finals I got to watch live was him versus MVP. First time he made it into GSL Code S, and he did what is called Royal Roading, which is first time in the Premier League, you win the entire league. Of course, if you guys don't know Life's name, you may hear him referred to as Voldemort or He Who Must Not Be Named, because he did match fix, and as a result, people try to delete him from the history of StarCraft, which is, I think it's fine to admit he did some bad things. He threw a bunch of maps for money, doing some stuff with some organized crime, getting him in on that, but yeah, I don't think we need to pretend that never happened, you know? What can I say? I think embrace our mistakes or community's mistakes and learn from them. I think the fact that there's been stories coming out for a decade since then about him, even as a minor, getting into casinos all around the world at tournaments and losing tens of thousands of dollars and all that sort of stuff was crazy. Anyway, point is, MVP opened up the series on this map with Mech, Blue Flame Hellions, and Life beat it with Zerglings, which are the hard-counted Blue Flame Hellions. It was just beautiful Ling surrounds, great queen blocks, just stopping the Hellions from getting too much damage, pulling his drones away. And it was a real chaotic early game, but Life came out on top. And we were all kind of like, it was this point in the game where we thought Blue Flame Hellion, they don't have like roaches or like Spine Queen Wall off or something. It's a free win. And Life just kept spreading his Zerglings well enough and surrounding those Hellions and not taking any direct volleys. And it was just one of those moments where, you know, it was a kind of almost meta-breaking thing where you said, oh, if you're that good with your micro, you can make just about anything work. And that's always been the theme with StarCraft 2, right? Counters absolutely exist, and certain players tend to defy them. Marine King Prime, the initial guy who'd beat Banelings with Marines, another example, the same sort of thing. Okay, so Solar's going to go for the middle hatchery. I always wondered about this, guys. This hatchery is very exposed, but if you don't take it, your other bases are really far out on the flanks. He wants to dominate the center of this map. He is saying, I am willing to clash heads and fight head-on against you. He's gone for a very fast Bane speed, so there's no chance for the early Marine Hellion stim damage to happen. And there are 2 Banshees coming over. He does have 3 spores. He should be fine against that. He's got an Overseer as well. He needs that 1-1. 1-1's really important. Carapace especially is the first upgrade to start. And look at this. Great movement with the Queens and the Overseer. And even though the Overseer wasn't there, the Banshees could have crossed over and got in to find damage. But he kind of gets scared away for a few seconds. So well done by Solar, who... He doesn't have an Overlord down here. This Overlord is always very far back. Solar always has a very tight Overlord pattern, as I talked about earlier. Most people put it far out to get early warning. But he doesn't like losing Overlords to Vikings for free. So he prefers to be a bit more conservative, but it just means he has a bit less time to react as well. Ups and downs to everything in StarCraft. Nice +1 melee timing and a very quick Hydra damage. You know what? Good drone pull as well. He's only lost 2 drones. This is fantastic play for him. Banshees are out of energy. 3 drones in total. I mean, he's on 70 workers. Solar does not care. Tanks are building. Ooh, are we going to play a siege tank style rather than Widow Mines this time? Does he lift this off or does he leave it there? He'll probably build a reactor there, but for now, more siege tanks are building combat shields as well. 2 medevacs are there. It's a marine tank push. Solar, he is adding drones, which is unfortunate, but he's got Bane speed. So if he can flank this push, that'll be great. And oh, look at this tank position up here. Oh, no, that is... I mean, to be fair, it doesn't reach that far, though. I mean, I don't know, man. If I was in Solar's shoes, I think I'd send 70% of my army to go counterattack the natural. Or go wait and maybe loop it around for a flank on the high ground. Marines? They're going to have to kite a pretty long way. Oh, that tank's a bit further forward. And Solar will commit to kill that tank. Good tank focus fire! ByuN just got a lot of Banelings, guys. 4 Banelings, it says, blew up, but a bunch of them actually detonated themselves and stuff as well. A lot more than 4 Banelings actually died there, and you can see it in the units lost tab. 2-1 in the trading. This is not that big of a commitment for ByuN. He's got the reactor building now, the 4th command center. He's building 3 more barracks. He is absolutely blazing ahead. 2-2 is on the way as well. I think ByuN's doing really well here. Now, to be fair, +2 carrot base, not that bad. Solar, he's got a base down the bottom if he does lose this expansion, but he's leaving overlords there, and he's trying to attack the queens. He gets a banshee from the low ground with the queens. How often do you see that? Queens, a single queen attacking the siege tank, bullying it back a little bit, makes it siege slightly further away. This is more of a distraction now. He's gonna have this little dive. If he can stim in there, that could be huge, because Solar needs that 5th. He doesn't have a hive. He's just started his infestation. He's kind of stuck on lair tech right now. He's going to loop some lings around to get this siege tank from the north, though it's still guarded by 1 banshee. These guys show themselves on creep a bit too early. Gets the active tumor, but nothing else. As the Lingbane Hydra's right on top. Oh, good focus fire, actually. Hey, gets a few Banes. Yeah, loses a couple Marines. Not the end of the world for Solar, who's only behind 500 resources, and he's kept this middle base up this whole time. I think at this point, Solar should probably look to establish this base and aggressively spread creep on the bottom right. I just think that middle base will inevitably get sniped at some point. Maybe I'm being a bit of a coward, though. I just feel like Solar should prepare for that to potentially get sniped. Otherwise, he's going to be stuck so defensive. The Widow Mines are now coming in out of that reacted factory. 5th commands in his building. 4th planetary going up. Lingbane Hydra's going to chase here. Half the army's at home. Oh, wow. Is ByuN ready for this? Yeah. Unless a lot more Banes and a few more Hydras get in there, I think he should be fine. This could turn into a flanking army, though. Oh, he's going to break the rocks from behind. I love that move for Solar. Get ready to come in from 2 sides. Okay, Hive's on the way as well as a Lurkaden. Overlord speed as well. 2-2 getting close to finish for both sides. If ByuN could fight right when his 2-2 finishes, could have an upgrade advantage. And is Solar under all this pressure tracking it? He's going to go in before that happens. He's got the flank from the right side. The Widow Mine does smear a whole bunch of Zerglings. But look at that, dude. He saves a hell of a lot of the units. A lot of the Marines and Hellbats get out. How many tanks has he lost? 2 this game? It says 1. I think he's lost 2 because he's only got... He's built 3 siege tanks this game. Maybe they all died to friendly fire or something? I don't know. This unit's lost tab bugs out a little bit sometimes. I know he built at least 2, if not more, siege tanks. Maybe he cancelled the 3rd one. 85 workers for Zerg. Good map control. He's held the middle base. He's taking the bottom right. I do love that creep, but he never re-spread into the corner. And now the queens are a little exposed, but they do escape the Marauder, which is good. That concussive shells is always a problem with your queens not being able to retreat sometimes. If he can maintain this creep and move it in front of this base, it almost doesn't matter that he doesn't have the bottom right corner covered. Oh, the Widowmine tried to retarget. The Hydras take it down, though. ByuN maybe shouldn't have retargeted that bad boy. Lingbane Hydra pushes back the army on the left as well. It's a lot of Banes, man. His stim runs out. Ooh, his stim runs out in the middle of running away. That command center has to get cancelled, but he's got a 5th base up north anyway. Oh, Hydras get a full medevac. ByuN not watching. He loses a full medevac and an empty one. Great catches there for Solar, who's miles ahead in supply right now. ByuN nowhere near maxed. ByuN's supply, how is it so low? He's not. It's not like he's been losing the trades massive. I think he's just been rushing too many commands and is expecting this to go to late game. But it's Hydra Lingbane Viper again. A couple lurkers coming in as well. This could be a real problem. Double Drop's going to sneak in the back. Oh, it's a pretty good position back there, but the Lings are already getting on top of it. Some of those Marines, of course, dropping into a surround. Great position against the Zerglings, though. Oh, this is such a good position. Notice he focuses the Spore, realizing the Lings have so little surface area. The Queens are helping out, though, and as the Hydra Bane comes in, he will have to try to pick up to get out of there. He's going to dive the front at the same time. He's going to try and catch these Queens. I don't think he gets too many. Oh, the Queens stand for a second to fight, and that means a bunch of the Queens go down. Is ByuN's dive here a bad idea? Somehow there's 2 Marines alive still in the back of the natural. Viper comes forward. Parasitic bombs landing on the medevacs. 2 of them getting taken down. Another 3 or 4 from the Hydras as well. ByuN forces a messy trade. Kills a bunch of Queens, clears a bunch of creep. He loses a lot of units. He's lost the northern base, remember? right? Didn't he have a command center up there, guys? Am I crazy? Oh, he's floated it back down. It got damaged, and he's lifted it and floated it back down. He's got another one building in his main, another 3 building in his main. In fact, ByuN really gearing up for the late game much earlier this time around. Does he have a Ghost Academy? Yes, but he doesn't have any actual ghosts. And there's lurkers on the field, 7 of them. Luckily, no Nidus Worm. But this is a very, very competitive game. It's all about mobility. It's all about movement. Oh, big snipe. Yeah, easy hatch snipe. Solar's too far away out of position, not seeing this drop coming. He's going to try and get the Spore as well, but he's got to leave. Oh, the Widow Mines might friendly fire your own Medivacs if you're not careful. Good stutter step there to get away. As long as he just stims these home on the ground, I think he's all right. Meanwhile, left side, Bio comes forward. Not that much Ling Bane. Great Widow Mine shot. Does get 10 kills there. On the right side, this command center is not established. ByuN takes a volley into the heart of those Marines. Of course, luckily it wasn't too many expensive units. Just about 5-6 Marines go down. The Marine Marauder over here on the left, gunning down the Banes. Oh, he stutter steps into one of the Banelings. That was pretty nasty. I think a good trade overall for ByuN, despite moving into that Baneling. You got to account, it's like, yeah, he takes one bad Baneling, but he'd already killed a lot of units by that point. That Widow Mine's not bad. These Marines do miss path, though. Oh, Viper gets hit, but actually a Viper can tank a Widow Mine, can't it? Survives on 25 hit points, so that's totally fine. Lots of Medivacs have gone down, guys. That's 10 Medivacs recently. He has 10 more out, so there's plenty of Medivacs alive for ByuN. Oh, and he actually gets on top of the Lurkers, getting himself 2 of them. 5th base has been denied for a while, though, and I think this is a real problem for ByuN. If ByuN had a 5th base up, I'd feel much better for his position. I don't think it's the end of the world just yet, but right now he's doing what I call the Maru move. When the game gets messy, Maru loves expanding to both sides of the map at the same time. This only works if you're pinning the Zerg defensively. Otherwise, you give them really easy attack angles to kill free command centers. And I think this is a big dangerous move because Solar's already got momentum. Now, to be fair, Solar doesn't have a bank. Solar hasn't been on that 97 work account from the last game. He's also got Lurkers that are a bit slower tempo compared to the pure Hydraling Bane army. But ByuN trying to take both sides at once is incredibly dangerous. Now, how many orbitals has he got, guys? He's got 4 orbitals, 5th one making, as well as that planetary up north. Lings are going to come in, but the Bio Ghost should be able to defend at the same time. He's going to shove the middle. Middle tries to go in. The Widow Mines do block him, but oh, Lurkers get some good volleys. Lings up top, going to take a little bit of harassment. Not going to do too much. Hydra Bane runs a little bit far forward. The Ghost count is at 4. 4 more are building. Right now, ByuN's feeling like he's a little bit randy, but his sec drive's a bit low, so he's going to get high sec drive, as well as the building armor. 2 ghosts getting abducted. Really nice move. The Lurkers have good position. Hydraling Bane comes north. It's not going to do that much, though. The planetary can defend itself. It's all about this area. Can ByuN hold this area? He doesn't have enough ghosts to deal with the Lurkers. He doesn't have any libs. But the Lurkers, if they're a bit exposed, the Marauders can just stim and pick a 1 or 2 off, especially if he can flank and surround it. The Hydraling Bane is going to go north. This is a good move. If he can kill the planetary, I think Solar might have this series in the bag, guys. Great double parasitic bomb on the Medivacs. The planetary's going to get blasted. A massive move for Solar. Gets in, gets out, and he's got Lurkers still maintaining position on the front. ByuN is stuck in the naughty corner on 4 bases, unable to establish control of a 5th base. Oh, good snipes. Hold on, can he hold though? Massling coming in. Not that many Banelings though. Yeah, I think if there was a lot of Banelings, he maybe could have gone for the bust, but Solar pushes a bit too far forward, loses a few Lurkers, a bunch of Zerglings. I want to see activity from Solar. I want to see Lings flooding that north. I want to see, I don't know, Hydras try to snipe this command center. If he can like sneak 10-15 Hydras over and just kill the command center, sitting above his Lurker the whole time, that'd be amazing. I also wouldn't mind him moving the Lurker just to let ByuN land this so he can then kill the workers on it. Queen's going to go down, but I think that's fine. Actually, the Lib does change targets for a second. Gets 1 drone before changing back to the Queen. Nidus Worm is on the way now in the central position. Solar's base over there is a bit exposed. The Hydras are going to go for that command center, but he sent his whole army. There's a reason I said 10 Hydras, not your whole army. Because his whole army's now out of position, and ByuN gets a hatchery snipe as well. And this base up here has not really been defended, but no Zergling activity. Solar's left that base wide open, and he's got to be regretting it now. That's why he's trying to Nidus it, but the Nidus will get taken down. It's a big mistake for Solar, because ByuN just got away with taking his 5th. It's been denied for the last 6 minutes, and now he secured it without actually having to do anything. He just moved a little bit of bio in front of it, but that's a good moment for ByuN. Now, what's Solar's next move? He's still got a lot of Hydraling Bane. Oh, watch out! Youch, that Widow Mine got a good shot. Tried to lunge there, but didn't have time to split. Nidus Worm going up there once again. He wants to pop the Lurkers out to siege that left side, I believe. Okay, Liberator harass, just ByuN trying to pull the pressure away from his side of the map, but he's maxing. He's building 3 more command centers. He's starting to bank gas, which is really valuable for the Terran Remax. Liberator's going to get 4 drones. Oh! Oh, it's the new Liberator. He doesn't see everything, guys. So he only gets 3 drones, doesn't get the 4th one. Remember, Liberator's nowhere near as good for harassment as they used to be. The Hydraling Bane rolling in. The Banes do some decent damage. The Planetary trying to hold the line. There is no way. That is like 1,000 Banelings. Oh my lord, there's so many Banelings, man. ByuN's going to try and chase this, realizing, okay, you can snipe command centers all you want, but he's got 3 more coming up. He can replace it. It's the 18 workers, I think, that costs him more. Wisely, ByuN quickly powers up more SCVs. He needs those SCVs to be powered up. Pushing on creep, though, I don't really like this. There's still 13 Banes out, 20 more on the way. He's going to try and force a fight on creep, and that's very dangerous. But Solar doesn't feel he has the numbers just yet. He's kind of derping around, dilly-dallying. He's going to go for it now. The Banes and the Lings trying to roll through, but a lot of the Banes have died before he really gets a chance to do it. Now the extra Banes reinforce. Oh, the Snipe's coming down. A few Hydras do get popped. The Ghost trying to pull away. He's got to spread these Ghosts against these Banes. Remember, Baneling's so good against Ghosts now, but the Banelings, just because they do extra damage, doesn't stop the Ghosts from spreading. Snipe's trying to land on these Hydras. This is a very close battle, one which I think Solar does probably come out on top of, even though a bunch of the Ghosts do escape. Units lost tab 7,000 in favor of ByuN. Not as much as you'd want when your 5th base has been denied 14 times in a row. He's now got an orbital on the central base. He is rallying onto the gas, and he's got to think about where his next expansion. Does ByuN go top left corner, or does he go down here to the right? Does he go drag a diagonal line across the map, or does he try to get the top left? I'm not sure what he's going to go for. I think for ByuN, the best bet is don't go for either. Just chill for a minute. And I guess this command center is probably floating down in that direction to the bottom right. But don't rush it. Take your time. Because ByuN's supply is way too low right now. And that could be a real problem for him. Here we go. Lurky getting some big shots off. Viper gets sniped down. Whew. Chat saying, where's the hive tech? Well, I mean, there's a lot of ghosts out. And it's very immobile. I don't think Hive Tech is the most essential here. Broodlords could be very nice, potentially just for chipping at entrenched positions, but because it's a pure bio-mine army, if it was tanks, I'd say definitely go Broods. If there was a lot of libs with range, like large numbers, I'd say add the Corruptors, but as it is, I think Solar's comp is, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just Hydraling, Bane, Viper, adding a few Infestors and Lurkers where he thinks he could get some value out of them. Lings are going to flood in right now. He's going to go for this Orbital. The Orbital needs to lift off right now, but it's going to be a bit slow to do so. The Fungal Parasitic Bomb landed only on the medevac, thankfully for ByuN. The Lings are tearing up the natural. 15 workers go down. The Command Center doesn't die, but 15 workers do. Solar right now. 9,000 resources less efficient, but he's got the map control, and that is usually what matters. Scan cleans up these Zerglings. They will go down. Double drop in the top left will clear up. Looks like an Overlord and a Hatchery. No cancel there. Very nicely played. And we've got to look at this and think, okay, where's Solar's income now? 3k minerals a minute. It was probably 4k or maybe 3.5 earlier. He's got Freshie, half base, half base. Okay, so that's his economy as those 4 bases. But they are going to get lower. They will run out a bit faster than ByuN's. Of course, ByuN can mule his bases very quickly. Hydraling Bane through the middle. Oh, Solar, careful, mate. Oh, another hatchery gets cancelled and a bunch of drones there. Solar's going to dive in the middle. The mad lad, he's diving in the middle. I think this fight down here is not so good for him, but the fight up top does look great. Okay, great damage. Oh, he gets the command center. Oh, no repair, no lift. Dude, okay, Solar's trying to steal this base. This is a bit wasteful on those drones. I'd love to see Solar take the top left and then just alternate, bust the north with your whole army, and then rotate south and bust this. I think if he sends his whole army north and then his whole army south, I don't think ByuN can defend it. Right now, though, 23 Hydras is going to be 25. He's got to rebuild the Ling Bane count to support these Hydras. He's got 333. He's got all the supplementary upgrades. He does have an Infestor and a Viper somewhere. I'm not sure where that Infestor is, guys. He's creeping in from behind. There's not enough turrets to cover it. Nidus Worm in the north is a distraction. This army needs to go. He's got to bust this base and then go elsewhere. He's got an Infestor behind, but oh, it's going too close. It goes too close. The Infestor goes in turret range, does get caught. He does not get that Omega Fungal that sealed him game number 1. Solar's been ahead for a while, but right now he's taking his kind of foot off the aggression a little bit. He's got to get going. He's got to get going, and I think he should go a whole army one way, a whole army the other. Even if he gives up bases, I think that's okay, but he's splitting 50-50. Solar's playing a little conservatively. If he jumps on this army, that'd be amazing. ByuN's not watching. Oh, ByuN sees it first, and he does react. Great reaction for ByuN. Trying to burrow some Widow Mines. Neither of them gets to fire. That's the problem. When the Zerg's fighting everywhere, it's hard to have Widow Mines where you need them, and none of these Widow Mines are firing, and that's the power of the Zerg mobility with this style, is you find where the Terran is not ready for you. Widow Mine does go down there. I'd love to see Solar bust the bottom at the same time. Really nice two-pronged aggression for him. ByuN has managed to max back out, and he's on a massive army supply, 150 army. The Ghost comes forward and snipes a Hydra. The gall of ByuN to commit to running forward and just sniping a Hydra in front of the whole army. Very confident play for ByuN. Very confident. And he has to be confident right now because he's got a big army, but his economy is crud. It's just not that good. Then again, he does have, only 5 orbitals as well. Remember, he lost 1 orbital. He's only on 5. He does not have the Iron Bank by any means. And he's having to use all the energy on scans. The creep for lurkers. I mean, Solar's creep spread has been exceptional. It's everywhere, man. Solar's going to jump on top. ByuN's just going to pick up those units, pull them back. Bottom right side, Nidus Worm comes in. The game slowed down. ByuN made it past that really scary stage where he was down a lot in supply. I do think Solar just let go of the momentum just a little bit. And that's all it takes in these games. You're both mining huge amounts of resources. If you've got a tempo advantage, it really is. It's very fleeting. It's something which doesn't last that long. Viper dancing around. This planetary trying to establish control over this area doesn't really do that much. There wasn't enough support. The Widow Mines and Libs were all facing the southern direction, not that direction. So I think that was a pretty nice move. Opens up an attack angle for the future. Soul's going to attack the north at the same time. Good pullbacks, man, and the Marauders so good against the Banelings. The Ghosts there, if they can pull behind the Marauders and snipe the Hydras, it's amazing. The Widow Mines, amazing for clearing big clumps of Lingbane. You can see the way ByuN's doing this is so good. Very Clem style. Clem style control. Marauder, Ghost, Biomine, really well played. The Baneling is going to come forward. The Lings and the Banes. The Infestor does get hit by an EMP. The Hydras will take care of the Libs. Is this enough for Solar? He's going to attack the north at the same time. Oh, he attacks around a corner. That one was not a good attack. The attack in the south looked pretty decent for a while, but now you can see, wow, the trading is getting out of hand. 15,000 now in favor of ByuN. As long as ByuN keeps this fresh base mining here, this fresh base mining in the top, expanding both sides at once, I normally wouldn't advise it when you're on the defensive, but he's managed to pull this off so far. Can he continue to hold? His supply is down, but his army supply is still up, remember. He still has a giant army, so even after, getting a bit overwhelmed by the reinforce, the fact is he just has such a bigger standing army. He holds on again in this planetary. Now on 32 kills, refusing to go down. It's kind of funny, because Terran's only static defense that doesn't cost supply is the planetary for fighting ground. And Terrans often get frustrated. They don't have spines or cannons they can quickly throw up. But man, when a planetary helps support position with an army, it is just such an amazing piece. To have a static defense structure with splash damage and so many hit points and repair available is amazing. Bio Ghost coming forward. The Hydras do get sniped a little bit. The Lings come forward. He's got to pull back to defend with the Widow Mines and the Libs. Over on the left side, he's counter-pushing. The Hydras shove forward. So many Banes coming. He's got to pull behind the planetary. A hatchery goes down on the left. Half of ByuN's army is getting into Solar's production. Solar needs to kill this base. Right here, right now. Yes, the Terran army crumbles. There's just a few Ghosts and Marauders left, but the planetary stands strong. And look at that. ByuN is up your guts with absolutely no mercy. This man was looking absolutely down and out of this game, but he hung in there. He hung on, got his bases back up, and Solar was not quite able to lean on him enough. 20,000 now in the resources lost tab. The Baneling nest goes down, and there's no answer to this triple drop. There's like a Viper somewhere, but Solar's lost track of that. Hydra's getting sniped there. Okay, a couple of the Ghosts do go down, though. The Hydra's lunge. The Bio's trying to fight with Hydra's right underneath, and somehow he gets 3 full medevacs out of there with Hydra's underneath him. Solar, unfortunately, does not target the correct medevacs. Both players very low on supply. Parasitic Bomb is excellent. ByuN's not watching, so he doesn't spread it. His Ghosts are going to snipe. He's going to try and fight a little bit. Oh, he saves some of the units. If he can just get these 2 full medevacs out of there, that would be amazing. Meanwhile, he shoves the right side. It's an intense game. Solar loses one of his best bases. One of his best bases goes down. A few Marines and a Ghost quickly get targeted, but the Ghost does pick up and save itself. The double drop over on the left is going to redrop. ByuN using every resource he has right now. Solar's supply catching back up. Army supply is almost dead even, but if ByuN can deny a few more hatcheries, this could be massive. These Ghosts, he's never uncloaked them, guys. They're just cloaked inside the medevacs. ByuN's too busy to think about that. Top left base. Oh, the sneaky top left base is keeping Solar alive right now on the income. These two bases are also running low for ByuN, so ByuN's income is starting to drop a little bit. Both players down to about 1.5 base mineral income at this moment. But good defense on the right side for ByuN, and ByuN is about... Oh, no, ByuN! You can see F2 in the bottom right. He now sees the base. He's going to fly through the Hydras, but they've already used their lunge, and the Medivacs will just barely get to behind this planetary. I don't think it's enough Ling Hydra to take out the planetary. Great defense for ByuN here. It was a drop, gets home, turns immediately into a little defensive force, and he's going to get a few Hydras as well. Snipes here, picking off whatever they can. Oh, he dodges the fungal. Well done there by ByuN. Solar, he wants to bust this base. He's sick of it. He's sick and tired of these units kiting him off creep, but the inefficiency is getting out of hand. The ghosts do get hit by a fungal. Great Baneling clean up on those, but the supply is swinging massively because the income is almost gone for Solar. He's got this base and this base back up and mining, which is nice, but his gas income is not there right now. Like he's almost got no gas. So Solar's going to be stuck building pretty much pure Zerglings in a moment, especially with this base going down. This is a fantastically even punching match, isn't it, guys? Both players are just so well matched. This is why I love Solar versus ByuN. Because, like, I feel like Solar, you know, yes, he's a little bit better in that early late game. But if he lets up the tempo a little bit, ByuN has done such a good job of microing two fronts of ByuN and Ghost Lib. And I really didn't expect him to be just so damn solid with that. Army pulls back for these Zerglings. Gonna burrow some around. Nicely done. If ByuN can't secure another base, is he in trouble? I mean, he's still got some minerals here. Oh, here comes the main push. Solar, down 40 army supply. Can he break through? Massive arc of Terran units. Massive arc of Marine Marauder Mine Ghost. Oh, great fungal. Another great fungal, but there's just nothing to back it up. His units are too weak now against such vast numbers of Terran. And ByuN with an insane comeback, man. I had to take a breather. Jeez, this series is cracked, dude. Well played, ByuN. He ties it up 1-1. All right, guys. Going into Celestial Enclave. ByuN in the bottom left side of the map. This is the map with the 5 minerals and 1 gas. Expansion in the back, and you can move a worker through this path. Nothing else can move through there. You can't remove those minerals, but you can move a worker through the back to scout. Which means even if you wall the front, they can send a worker in the back, or someone could run in and proxy in the back of your base. Something you got to check for. Solar, of course, in the top right side. Now, Zerg's never going to want to take that base in the back. Usually Terran and Protoss won't as well. But I think we'll very regularly see players expand to the front, get the normal full base, which has just a pretty standard ramp to defend there, though it's pretty far away from your high ground, admittedly. So if you're like a Terran defending from a Protoss all in, your tank on the high ground doesn't cover that much of your expansion, right? There's also these rocks that can get broken down, open up another entrance, which is why I think the third base will probably be taken in the back for most players. Now, ByuN actually does take it on location in the back, and the reason is he's gone command center first. And I think the idea being, if he goes for a similar build to the last game with another gas right now. Wait, he's going CC first into gas before barracks. Interesting. I thought it would be barracks, gas. Gas, I think, was the build in the last game. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. I'm not quite sure. If anyone wants to translate in the comments, please go ahead, guys. I'll try to read out any translations from the Twitch chat as well if anyone wants to summarize anything they're saying. Usually it's just two guys. Hey, how's your puppy going? Oh, he's got diarrhea. It's kind of gross. But, you know, I got some medicine from the vet. He's doing better now, that sort of thing. Oh, this is Celestial Enclave, by the way. Sorry for jumping from topic to topic, guys. This is the map with the doodle forests. I don't know, they just look funny, man. I really like this feature. I want to see it on more map. There's also, they seem to grow well on volcanic ground, so I guess we could call these like lava dildos, volcanic dingle dangles. I don't know, man. I just like them. Factory is going to go down, and he's going to build a third command center, is he? No, sorry, that's just 2 orbitals making. I do think he'll take a third on location sometime very soon. Now, Solar wisely has delayed Ling Speed because he's realized, oh, you're playing really greedy. That's a very late barracks. So he's like, well, I don't need Ling Speed. And interestingly, he's not taking the crap base. He's just going to expand straight along the top. And I think he might even take the 4th in the corner, but that's a big stretch. We'll see what he manages to do there. Oh, look, there's fish on the edge of this map, guys. Wait, are they in the water or are they like flying around? Okay, no, there's water on the edge of the map. Okay, cool. Second, I was like, are we underwater? We don't get enough underwater maps. I think there should be an underwater map every season, but I think the map makers often feel like, oh, it's been done before a few times. And they want to be original, but... You know, it'd be really original map makers if you put actual grass on your maps and greenery rather than never having anything green or alive literally ever. You know? Maybe having some daytime lighting as well rather than like kind of gray maps. That would also be cool. Just maybe thinking, I don't know. You guys remember Waterfall? Can we have a macro map that looks like Waterfall with like little birds, doves flying above like beautiful rivers and waterfalls and stuff? Oh, I miss Waterfall. I mean, I don't miss the map itself because it was so tiny and it was very stressful to play. But yeah, you guys know what I mean. Third command center is coming up. We've got Stim into double engineering bay. ByuN is doing a Maru-style Omega Greed build. You know Hellions can't go through there, right, ByuN? I think he was just checking if there was a backdoor base. He was expecting that. He's probably not expecting this base up north. He might think it's a 2-base build for Solar. He's got to go check that. Queen's out front. She's going to land a few hits for free if ByuN's not watching, but he is. I know I'm greedy. The fact that they built the dildo forest is enough. I should be happy with that. Oh! Is it worth taking that much damage on the Hellions? I think it is if you repair them. But he's not... I mean, he's only got 2 Hellions. He gets a little bit of creep there, but I guess he's not really doing anything else with the Hellions other than trying to deny creep, so fair call. Solar with Baneling Nest, Lair, 2 Spore Crawlers go up. Now, to be fair, these Spores are worthless, guys. He's expecting like a Liberator or something, maybe a Banshee, so he's like, oh, I should build a Spore on the edge. But he doesn't realize this is actually just straight into the bio behind it. The Starport will swap over, he'll go for that, and he's going to need to go for a very quick Armory so we can start 2-2. ByuN could do an 8 racks, 2-2 timing would be very good. I'm not sure where you push on this map, probably this area, kind of towards the natural and third at the same time. Some pretty big open areas here on the Enclave. No double Evo just yet. Looks like it's going to go down about 5.5 minutes. He wants the quick Bane speed first and foremost. Oh, no, he's... Sorry. Never mind. He's going Spire, guys. He cancels the Spore in the natural. So I think he's realized, wait a second. There's clearly no air units coming in. He's going to try and go Spire. And he's going to get a 4th base in the back. It's kind of like a... You know, it's not a full base. You still get some minerals and gas. And it's kind of the nice time to build a safe hatchery. Almost like a macro hatch anyway. Mutas have been looking really good recently, especially when they catch the opponents off guard. Armory's just started, and you can see 1-1's already finished, so it's about, what, 20-second delay on the 2-2, but still going to be miles ahead of the double Evo chamber that's just now started for Solar. Second factory's building out front. The 5 barracks are there. He's broken these rocks because he wants to take the 4th. Actually, I think he'll take the 4th here. I would imagine this will be a 5th base on the left. Now, the careful, you can't lose this double drop. This is the problem because ByuN just has no idea. And this is something players are going to have to start to realize. Solar's mixing in mutas pretty much 1 in 3 games at the moment. He's not doing it every game, but 1 in 3 games, way more than he was pre-patch. Oh, he loses a medevac. ByuN, huge mistake. The mutas aren't even out yet. He's already lost a medevac. Bad trades for ByuN. ByuN gets way too eager. That gives up so much of his map presence. You cannot stand and take those fights. It's always better to just pull out of those, but he loses a full medevac. Well, the Marine's on the ground, then the medevac, and that's very costly. He's going to start his 4th command center on location. He does want the full base. Remember, this base will mine out reasonably quickly on those 5 patches. 2-2 has started. Medevac does save most of the Marines, gets himself a queen, or actually 2 queens. That was a good trade. That was much better for ByuN. Oh, there's a nice little waterfall here. That's cool. This map's not bad. I actually quite like this map, guys. I think Ancient Republic's probably the prettiest of the new maps. Marines going up the left side, clearing some creep. Overlord taking some damage. Mutas rotating around the left side. Drilling Claws is on the way. 3 more barracks building as well, so it's going to be 8 barracks, 2 factory, biomine. The Mutas, have they revealed themselves yet? ByuN's got to be careful about going too deep. The Mutas are actually going to fly in. There's no missile turret. He has no idea. He's got a drop on the right side as well, but he's caught with his pants down. He's going to have to change his rally point to defend this. He stims these Marines back, but guess what? Workers can go through there. Your Marines can't. Oh no, ByuN! ByuN not like that. I think he thought they were going to go around. This is a worker-only path. Your Marines can't move through there, bud. 9 SCVs do go down. ByuN does take a fair bit of damage, and most importantly, the mutas just pull him home for a long time. Oh, Widowmine gets a good 13 kills. Very well done. These Marines run in. Should try to get that creep tumor, but he's going to have to pick up. This is a sacrificial drop, I believe, at this point, as the mutas could hit it at any moment. Mutas are going to get on top as well as a few Zerglings. With the Queen and the Lings, that should be a no-trip home for them. Oh, the Marines on the right side do take some damage. Bit of an F2 to defend that for ByuN, looks like. But he's got turrets up now. He can keep building workers is the key thing for ByuN. He's taken some eco damage. He hasn't really fully rebuilt. Now he's rebuilding the workers. Solar's got full map control. He started 2-2 as well. And the most important thing is, right now, 2-2's finishing for Terran. This is where ByuN wants to have a sick ByuMine set up and force a bad fight for Solar. But he's going to push. He doesn't... I mean, he knows Solar's there. He should be ready for this. But a few of the Widow Mines already cleared up. He's going to have to march forward with these back Widow Mines and shift-click them further forward on the advance. Muta's going to fly south. He's only got a single turret on his base, something ByuN's going to have to be very wary of. Picks up this double drop that was on defense duty and sends it forward. I think a quick repair might be able to save this, but he needs to be very quick. These are +1 mutas and there's 13 of them. ByuN, can he repair it in time? No, he can't. And it's not enough Marines to even fight those Mutalisks. Solar will realize that fact. And of course, yes, he's happy to sacrifice 1 or 2 Mutalisks to overwhelm and break into that mineral line. Massive damage coming down. ByuN, he was trying to focus on getting on the front, but he just didn't cover himself against the mutas. Players are a little rusty with their anti-muta play. They're kind of underestimating sometimes those muta timings. It's always the first 6, 7, 8 mutas, single turret's fine, but once they get to 13, 14, 15, you've got to be really cautious. 1 turret is not enough at that point because they can just run in and kill it. Mutas get through, 13 more workers go down. Marines are a bit exposed on the front. The Marauders are actually the biggest mistake there. Too far from the Widow Mines. Even though the Marines get a decent trade, it's not the kind of punishment you want on that Lingbane for committing so pig-headedly into the engagement. Adrenal Gland starts up as the Hive is now done, +2 flyer attacks on the way. And I do expect a... I mean, he doesn't have the gas for Ultra Cavern. I guess he's just going to mass Lingbane for a while here. He's building 5 more Mutalisks. Marines on the left clear a little bit more creep. Very important against a Lingbane Muta army. Creep is everything for that style of force. ByuN looking a little cautious. He's supply capped right now on 170. He's only on 57 workers against a 91 worker Zerg. And this puts him in a position where, due to the income disparity, 1,500 minerals a minute, Solar just needs to split his army up and fight in multiple areas. If he can roll Banes in air, run Lings in air, like, you know, basically just trade anywhere and everywhere, it's good for him. Right now, Solar, I think he might be making the same mistake he made in the last game of giving up tempo. Like, you're maxed, your army's not getting bigger. Like, trade right now before ByuN maxes out. ByuN's left is natural wide open again, though. He does have a Widow Mine nearby, but it's not burrowed. If he had like 1 or 2 Widow Mines with this, it might be different. The Widow Mine burrows, but it doesn't get to shoot in time. The mass repair is good, but of course ByuN needs to keep right-clicking that in case they do stop repairing, and he's going to lose a lot of SCVs there. Bunch of Marines will pull back. Looks like only 5 workers, a turret and a mine, or a couple turrets, I should say. The Mutalisks have to back away as well. Solar's kind of waiting for ByuN to overextend. I understand he doesn't want to send units across because his army supply is so much smaller, but I think the longer he waits to trade, the more chance there is for ByuN to engineer a perfect engagement. This is why I keep saying, I think in Solar's shoes, when you've got a vast econ advantage in ZvT, especially with a low-tier mobile army, I think you have to be willing to give this base up, but just be trading. If he rolls 20 Banes in here, I think ByuN's just dead. Muta's going to rotate to the center. Marines are pulling down to the south. Here we go! He finally pulls the trigger! And the Widow Mines are a bit too far behind. These two do get burrowed. He does retarget one of them, but he doesn't get any of those big juicy shots that he was looking for. The Mutas are going to fly by. ByuN, his army, it's a big fat ball of Marines. It's 2-2 against 2-2. The Widow Mine from the south side did fire, but only gets 5 kills. The Marines a little bit far forward. He doesn't have any Widow Mines ready. Oh, he does it up north. He's going to try and go around the corner. You never want to chase around a corner. Good pullback for Solar. If he chased any further, that would have been devastating. But definitely one of these situations where I think this is a problem Mutaling Bane players have, where they just only use the Mutas to counterattack. And it simplifies the game, but I wonder, like, obviously I think Solar's still in a great spot. I just think he's giving ByuN maybe a little more chance than he should. There's no Thors in here, though. Without any Thors, pure ByuMine. Is this really enough for ByuN? I mean, ByuN's taking a 5th. Ultras are going to hit soon. There's no libs. There's only 7 Marauders. Ultras are going to be a real problem. Kindness plating is here. Oh my god, those Marines need to get out of there. ByuN takes a few Baneling. It's nothing too devastating. The Marauders do push it back. Not enough turrets in the back. Oh no, ByuN's 3-3. The Marines are going to come over and will defend it though, but 13 more SCVs go down at the same time. The Bio gets rolled into by the Banelings. He's a little slow on the stutter step there. What a hectic game this one has been, guys. He's got to chill. He's got to chill right now. Does ByuN, and he needs libs, I think, to deal with the Ultras. Arguably Ghosts, I guess, is the other thing. But ByuN's kind of poor, so he's trying to just build more Marauders now. Which, I mean, having enough Marauders, you can beat Mutiling Bane Ultra with Biomine. You need a lot of Marauders to kill the Ultras, and you need a lot of Marines and Mines to kill everything else. Planetary in the middle is a bit exposed. Oh, I love the move to go in here for Solar. If he can get the base, oh, but he can't. I think it was worth it, the risk. You've got a bit of bank to spare. You can afford these moves, but once again, I'd love to see Solar loop 2 Ultras, 10 Banes down the south, blow up this base. You know, maybe loop an Ultra around the north to go in that mineral line. I just want to see a bit more swarming over ByuN. I think Solar's letting ByuN off the hook. He's had momentum. He's had bank and money advantage for a while. And I think with this army, it's much better. Like, remember the Hydraling Bane? He played like this in game 1. The Hydraling Bane is not as devastatingly map control, brutal kind of just shut down your opponent's ability to move on the map the way Mutas are. Mutas, like, you cannot just pick up and fly away the way ByuN was in game 1. So let's see. Solar, yeah, he's got to make a move. Here we go. I don't know if ByuN can defend that. He's got a lot of Marauders. He's got quite a few mines. The Mutila's going in the back. No, nothing there. No turrets. And ByuN, what's he going to send just a double drop? I don't know if that's... Is it enough? Oh, he's unloading the Marines at the same time. Big fire on the front. Solar turns. Widow Mines could get big hits on the corners. A few of the Banes do go down. A bunch of the Marauders and Marines have already been shot down. The Widow Mines getting some decent shots, but the Banes keep pulling back. Really nice pullbacks on those Banes by Solar. Nonetheless, ByuN does hold, but at the same time, Muta's dancing around the back, getting in the base, and I think these trades are good enough for Solar. He's got map dominance, so as long as he keeps it in this kind of like, I'm trading a little worse, but, you know, I've got the whole map, you're stuck on 5 base, it's not too bad. And if he can take out just one of ByuN's bases, then everything's going to unravel so quickly for ByuN. Thank you, Raventhon, for the sub. Thank you, Cyclops. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. If you guys are enjoying the game, don't forget to check out the Patreon. Links down below in the description if you're watching on YouTube. We really appreciate you all for supporting there. And that's the only time to shout that out, because Solar's going to go yet again. Ultraling Bane. Can he get a base? Can he get one? He's going for it. The Widow Mines are there. I don't think any big Widow Mine shots are getting off, though. The Banelings not connecting with the army at all. At all. Didn't connect with the army at all. Does it matter, though? He got the planetary. He denied the 5th. Solar is willing to pay an incredibly hefty price. Taking the units lost tab to 9,000 difference between the two. Bad trading, cost for cost. But he knows if he can hit again and deny that or crush this army, that lack of income is really going to hurt ByuN. Solar is all about overwhelming and crushing, and he wants to do it soon. He's building 11 more Mutalisks. So he's actually going to go heavily back into Mutas. Still no Infestors in the mix. I always feel like 1 or 2 Infestors when you got Ultras are just game changers, right? Because if you catch them that one time like here, clumped with a fungal, it's game over. But double drop in the south. ByuN counter-attacking. ByuN's deep on creep. Widow Mine does end up doing more friendly fire than on the Banelings, but the Marauders are tanking so well. And the double drop down there gets in. Ultralisk defends, and only 2 drones do fall. ByuN still pushing on creep like a mad lad. He's supply blocked on 188. His units aren't even fully healed. The absolute madman is shoving into creep Ultra Baneling. The confidence of ByuN knows no bounds. He feels like Solar doesn't have enough units here to defend, and he's absolutely correct. Queen Transfusers try to save the day. Is it going to be enough? Here come the Mutas from behind. Is that going to turn this in Solar's favor? You can't even see the fight very well. Solar's doing so much damage. ByuN's very weak Marauders and Marines starting to get overwhelmed there. He tries to click on the Ultralisk. It looks like the Ultra does go down. There are 2 turrets behind us, but the Medivacs are falling. He's got to get back behind this missile turrets. The Ultralisk will fall. He holds this base just barely. Does he? Wait, no, the Mutas take out the missile turrets. He's got nothing that shoots up. There's still a bunch of Mutalisks overhead. They're doing massive damage. ByuN gets in on the right side with a mini drop. Dude, he needs more Marines and he needs them right now. The Mutalisk count, I can't believe it. The Muta Remax actually worked out. Coming in from behind on that army. ByuN's push on creep was so dangerous, but it almost broke the back of Solar. But then those Mutas came from behind and they just got so much value. All the damaged Marauders, all the damaged Medivacs going down, all these Widow Mines not really doing anything anymore. And the Mutas are running rampant. They've got +3 attack. Yes, they're fragile, but they hit pretty damn hard. 12 damage a shot. Obviously counteracting the armor of the Marines that are on +3 as well. And these Widow Mines, there's no Overseer with the Mutas right now, but as he regroups, Solar finds himself with a massive economy advantage. And cleaning up these Widow Mines just before they recharge. Oh, if ByuN could have kept all those Widow Mines alive, he might have been able to turn that into another push. The Ultras are still here, though. He's trying to stutter step. The Widow Mines, can they get the shots he's looking for? The Overseers are getting blasted, but Solar nowhere near getting supply capped. He's got plenty more Overseers where that came from. The Bio Mine stutter stepping. Oh! The Widow Mine! The Traitor Widow Mine! The Traitor Widow Mine seals the deal. We gotta watch that again. You can see Solar was trying to do it as well. He purposefully sacrificed that Overseer. Okay, so this is the previous Widow Mine hit, not here. You're going to see it in a moment. Check this out. Look at this Widow Mine. He realizes this guy is tracking on this Overseer. ByuN needed to very quickly either right-click that Overseer with his Marines or grab this Widow Mine and target on something else, but he doesn't in time. Obviously, there's a lot going on. And look at that. Kills about 5 Marines. The rest, it puts from very healthy to deep in the red. He was already pretty screwed at that point, but what a cinematic way for it to finish. Hats off to Solar. I really thought ByuN was going to break him with that push, or at least kill a base and get a good position again. But then those mutas came from behind, and he lost all his Marauders and Medevacs on the way home, not quite having enough anti-air. What a great series. Really hard fought, and Solar comes out on top with an amazing 2-1. I gotta say, guys, I don't know if it's the patch, the maps, or just these two players being excited to play different styles, but I'm absolutely loving the new kind of ZvT meta that we're seeing players starting to play this this season. This is fantastic. GG, well played.